Assalamualaikum, my name is Hady Hamid from MFA Group. Do you know that at least 20% of Singaporeans are earning less than their monthly expenditure? In fact, a survey done back in 2018 showed that a Singaporean household spends an average of $4,910 per month. That's really high if your monthly income is anything less than $5,000 net. But keep in mind, this is the average figure. In fact, it is very possible to bring your own household expenditure down to a manageable size while not compromising on the important things in life. And yes, even if you're a sole breadwinner, this is possible in Singapore. I know exactly what it's like to be a sole breadwinner in the most expensive city in the world. Now, I wasn't always a budgeter. No, I was actually a very carefree individual who bought anything and everything I wanted. I used to collect expensive comic book figurines. I still have them. My wife, who was actually more far along than I was in terms of financial planning, showed me how she has been budgeting ever since she moved to Singapore. From that moment on, I felt I needed to get my act straight. I needed to really be a responsible adult who understands that life isn't just about me, life is about those who depend on me. That is something every sole breadwinner should understand and internalize. So how do I do it? Let me introduce you to the 4-tier family payment structure. There are 4 categories that you need to implement to your monthly expenses: debts, needs, wants, luxuries. Now that you know what the 4 categories are, you'll have to understand how each of them is defined first before you decide what expense belongs to a certain category. First of all, debts. Debts are anything that you owe. It could be your mortgage if you're paying that in cash. It could be your personal loan, your credit card loan, car loan, or even that loan you got from an uncle years ago. Why do you prioritize debts first? Well, for 2 simple reasons. One's a selfish one and the other is a more noble one. The noble reason is because paying off what you owe as soon as possible is the right thing to do. The selfish reason is because paying off what you owe as soon as possible lowers the amount of interest that you would have to pay if you were to pay over a longer period of time. Secondly, needs. You need to really define your needs properly. For families, needs tend to include food, transportation, childcare, education, and utilities. But many families actually tend to forget or ignore 2 more important subcategories, which are insurance and savings. They are highly important, and your spouse and your children will thank you for prioritizing these 2 items as needs. Now, how do you define wants? Wants are things you can buy after your needs are met and will not disrupt your monthly budget. Finally, how do you define luxuries? Anything that you can only afford after conscious and diligent effort in savings for a significant amount of time, say between 6 to 12 months. Looking at these definitions, you can understand why wants and luxuries can differ from person to person, because everyone has different levels of income and different levels of commitment. However, there are some things that can definitely and clearly be defined as not wants or luxuries, but simply as financial toxins. Credit cards, personal loans, vices like indulgent foods, impulsive shopping, and trendy wanderlust. These things may almost always give the illusion of your most desired wants and luxuries, but they have proven time and again as major contributors to the overall destruction of a family's household finances. So that's the 4-tier family payment structure. I've applied it to myself and it has worked out well thus far for my family, so give it a try. And I'm certain in time you'll be able to stop being a slave to your money and start becoming your money's master. I'm Hady from MFA Group. Remember to like, follow our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at MFAGSG.